Today we're loading up some 44 mag with Hornady 240gr XTPs and some accurate number 9 powder, and that's coming up next here on Jesse B Outdoors Reloading. Welcome back everybody, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down below if you like videos like this. Well, in this video, we are trying out another powder like I said we were going to do in 44 mag. The first one we tried out was H110. If you guys didn't see that video, I'll leave a card up above for you guys to check that out. But in this video, we're going to be using accurate number 9. So what we're going to do is we're going to load up a ladder test, and then we're going to take them outside and shoot them over to chronograph and check the velocities on them. So let's go ahead and bring that camera in here, and I'll show you the components, and let's get started. Now for components, what we're using today for powder is going to be accurate number 9. What we're going to be using for the ladder test here today, we are going to be using 18 grains, 19.6 grains, 20.5 grains, and max charge of 21.3 grains. As always, do a ladder test and make sure this is going to work in your gun. Do not copy my load data even though it's published. I'm not liable for what you do with your gun and your reloading. So we're going to move on from that. What we are using for range brasses, we've got some Winchester Super. We're using that for the brass here. Then for primers, we are using Winchester large pistol primers. And then of course for the bullets, we are going to be using the Hornady XTP 240 grain. These are great bullets in every caliber I've ever tried them in. So we're going to see how good they are in this video. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, once again we are using the Hornady 44 mag die set here. This time I do got the decapping pin in because we will be decapping and priming on this press. So let's go ahead and get started, and the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to prime on the press for the first time here. So I'm going to put a primer in, raise the ram, and then we're going to go up and size and decap that, and then when we come down we're going to push forward and we're going to prime it, and you can see the primer right there. Then I'm going to flip this the other way so I know that's been primed. This one here is already been deprimed, so what we need to do is put our primer in the cup here. I find it easier to do it that way. Run it up, size it, and prime it. And it looks like it is priming pretty good. Now I'm going to show you on this one, because this one does got a primer in it that needs knocked out. So once again, we will lower the ram, put our primer in, put our piece of brass in. We're going to decap that and get it in here. Ooh, this one was a toughie. Now you can see it's been decapped. We'll put it back in, set that primer in there, and now you can see we got a new primer in there. And we've got 20 of these to do. And as always, I'm doing it a little bit different to show you guys something different. Every time I've done 44 mag on this press now, I've done a different way of priming. And that's just because I want to show you guys different ways to do it. This is the first time I'm actually priming on the press. So I like showing you guys different things just so you can learn. One reason why I bought this press over the Rebel press was because I could prime on it in case I need to. Not everybody can afford to go out and buy a hand primer or a bench primer. So it's nice to have the priming system here on the machine to do it. Ooh, that one didn't get in there flush. Let's try that again. That's why every time I do it, I run my finger over it. Now that one feels a lot better, but I'm going to do it one more time just in case. Alright, that feels good. So now we're going to move on and keep sizing these. Got to put my primer in here first. I'm going to move them a little bit closer here. But yeah, I just like showing people different ways of doing stuff. Never hurts to learn different ways. Do I have ways I prefer? Yes. But I like showing you guys so you guys can learn. And I dropped that piece of brass. I'll pick that up here in a minute. We'll put our primer in once again. And then go up and size these. So let's talk about my first experiences with 44 mag so far. I love loading it. It is a lot of fun to load for. So far I've only used H110. And like I said before, I'm using different powders just to find out what I like. Accurate number 9 I got on hand. Yes, I will probably go buy other powders to try out. I want to try Little Gun next. Is probably going to be the next powder I'm going to try. And then in the future, what I'll probably do is get some IMR 4227. I'll probably get some of that to try out. Some of these ain't going in very evenly. Not quite sure why it's even that time. But yep, I'm having a lot of fun. You can tell I'm not used to doing it on the press here yet. A lot of fun doing 44 mag. So far, my Ruger Red Hawk that we're shooting these in, which is my first 44 mag. I'm enjoying shooting that. One thing I might change on it, after my last video where I was shooting full power loads in it, when I was doing the ladder test originally, I didn't think it was that bad, but after I put a lot of rounds through it, it's coming back and nailing me in my knuckle. And I don't like that. And my Ruger Blackhawk actually does that also with heavy loads. So I think I might go and pick up a Hogue grip. Leave a comment down below if you got that Hogue grip and you like it, or is there a different kind of grip that you guys have? Because I know some of the wood ones too cover part of that trigger guard up to keep from busting your knuckle on it. But leave a comment down below if you guys have any of those, and let me know what you guys like and dislike about them, just to help me out here. But with the 44 mag, I am having a lot of fun with it. I'm going to try to pop it in when it's kicked there. And that's why I didn't do it, because usually I drop them on the floor like that. And if you follow the channel, I hate picking primers up off the floor. But we'll deal with it this time. But yeah, I love doing this 44 mag. It is a lot of fun here. The reload, as I said, I can't wait to try different bullets and stuff. I'm actually going to go out Friday when I get paid. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and buy some more bullets locally here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to buy another box of these 240 grains. And the reason why I'm doing that is I might have some 44 special brass coming, and I want to try these in 44 special too. So what I'm going to do is get another box of that, and then one of my local gun stores also has some 180 grain XTPs, so I figured I'd pick those up also. So we're going to pick those up to try out, and we'll mess around with that. And then, as always, as other things come along, we will mess with those as stuff comes along. I really like loading and doing ladder tests for different vehicle videos. Now, one thing I want to ask you guys here in this video, that one didn't even put the primer in. What I want to ask you guys is, I was thinking about doing water jug testing. What do you guys think about that? I don't have the money to buy actual gel to do gel test, but I can save up water jugs and do water jug testing. That's another thing. If you guys would like that and think you would enjoy that, leave a comment down below and let me know on that. And maybe we'll start doing that and seeing what these XTPs and other bullets will end up doing. That might be a lot of fun there. But what I'm going to do is pick the rest of these up off the floor that I dropped, and I'll be right back. Now we're going to work on expanding these, and just in case you guys don't know, if you're new to reloading and everything, we must expand that because the bullet will not go in there at all unless we expand that. So let's expand this one here so I can show you guys what that does. We will put that in there, grab another bullet. And now you can see that the bullet fits down in there, and that's what we need to seat the bullet after we put powder in. So now we got that done. We're going to come over here, flip that upside down, and I'm going to do these by 2 because it makes it go quicker. And what I'm going to do is put these in upside down. That way I know that the next thing I got to do is powder. And when I do powder, after I put the powder in, I'll flip them right side up. That's one way that everybody does stuff different, just so they know. I know I have a way I like doing stuff, Other people have a way they like doing stuff. And that's the great thing about reloading, is doing the stuff the way you want to do it. And I always say, do whatever makes you comfortable. I know I've actually made viewers mad because they tried to tell me they didn't like the way I did something. And I'm like, that's fine. You have your opinion. I was like, and I have my opinion. And that's a great thing about it. And I think they got mad and don't watch my channel anymore. I mean, I really don't care, because to me, I like doing what makes me comfortable. If you get aggravated by somebody not reloading the way you do, that's your own issue. Kind of sad to see that person go, because they always commented and watched a lot of my videos, but that's just the way it is. You don't have to force your way on nobody on anything. But flaring these, this is one easy step that goes pretty quick. We are almost done here. And like I said, doing it by twos usually makes it go quicker. So you don't have to keep wasting movements. And then because I'm doing 5 of each ladder, I'm going to have one always that I'm just doing one on. But now we got all this set up and done. So now we're ready for powder. Alright, once again, I am not going to show you guys all this because this is the long, boring part. We're using my Frankfurt Arsenal Attila dropper. If you're looking for a powder dropper like this or any other electric powder dropper, there'll be a link to Mid-South down below. Check them out and pick one up from them. It does help out that channel if you do. I already got this set on 18 grains, so we're going to hit the play or go button. It looks like a play button on here. We're going to let this run through. Now, the one thing I'm going to do different is, if you guys watched the first video of me reloading 44 mag, I was using a funnel, and I had an issue when I was lifting the funnel. There was still powder in it dropping out and spilling out the side. So what I'm doing is I'm using a different powder pan this time, and I've actually got my brass marked here. I always write what I'm doing on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this and then carefully pour it into there, and then I'm going to tap it on the table to make sure we got it all in there. And then we're going to set that into the stand. We're going to put this back on there, wait for it to zero, and say stable. Looks like, there we go, zero and stable. So we're going to hit play again. I did double check this to another scale over here to make sure, and it says within a tenth, and that's what it was, within a tenth, so I'm all good with that. Alright, we got 18 on that. Now, the one thing is, I already did calibrate this, and the great thing about the Frankfurt Arsenal is you could do a powder calibration, and that helps it throw the powder. And that's a really nice feature of that. I really enjoy that about this powder measurer. You can also set it up on auto. I did not do that on this one. So what I'll probably do is we'll do this 5. And then maybe I'll show you guys auto on the next 5, and then I'll just fast forward through the rest of it, because to me, this part's kind of boring, sitting there waiting on the machine to do this. And then once it gets zeroed, it'll beep, it'll let you know it's okay. Grab our piece of brass here. Now these powder pans, I actually got off of Amazon. They come in a 3-pack. And they're kind of nice for the price. Check out my Amazon store down in the link down below. And I'll have them in there for you guys to find those. They come in 3 different sizes. This is the medium size. I like doing it for stuff like this. Makes it very nice and easy. Alright, that is so nice. I am so glad to pick this electric scale up, because it makes doing ladder tests so much easier than having to trickle it by hand. But I do have my Lyman trickler up here on top. We are going to have to do a video like that, because I think I've done a review on that trickler, the manual one, but I haven't actually used it in a video. And like I said, I like showing you guys different things, so that comes in handy when I want to show you guys something like that. Alright, so now we got our last 18 grain one in here. So we're going to put those in here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to hit cancel to get my target out. Now the next one we're doing is going to be 19.6, so I'm going to get that entered in here. Got 19.6. I'm going to change the mode to auto. Then once it stabilizes and everything, we're going to hit go. And it's going to throw this charge here. And then the great thing about this is when it's done throwing this charge, once I put the pan back on, it'll start throwing again. So there's our 19.6. We'll put that in there. Just being careful. Get it all in there. Now once I put it back on, it's going to go to 0, and then once it stabilizes, it'll start throwing it again. That is a really awesome feature that I like about this, is that you could change that back and forth between the two. That makes it very nice. So leave a comment down below. Do you guys like hand trickling? Do you like these electric scales? Do you like the dippers? I know some people, they'll dip it up and then they'll just tap it and get it to the powder charge they want doing that way. Leave a comment down below. I'd like to hear from you on the way you guys like doing that. But I think that's enough of this. You got to see my point on the auto one here. So what I think I'm going to do on the rest of these, I am just going to put the camera in speedy mode. That way we could fly through this and make the video go quicker. Alright, now that we're doing the last one on here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this one run. Once it goes through, I'm going to hit cancel on it and switch it. That way it don't throw another charge because I'm on my last charge. But you guys can see on this thing, it goes pretty quickly. Once it gets close, it does a small trickle. Beeps when it's on it. So now I'm going to hit cancel. That way it zeroes it out and it won't throw powder again. We'll put our last powder charge in here. And now we got these all done. We're ready for bullets and everything. Now this time around, I'm sure all the powder got in, unlike the first video. That's why I was doing it with the pan this way, just to try it for something different. Alright, now I got my light that I usually use up here, and I am going to look over. And I can see the powder charges are all even in these. And it looks like none spilt anywhere, so that's always a good thing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back up here where I can have some light here. And you can see now I got my KMS squared lights turned on here. I normally don't need this for any other part of the reloading, but I like having it on to make sure I can see the powder charge on it. And that's the reason why I do that. So now I got to change my chair here and get comfortable here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put our Hornady XTP bullet in there. Now this time around I'm back to crimping and seating in the same one. So we're going to run it up there. And then you can see right here, that is seated and crimped. And what I'm going to do is measure it here real quick, because I want it close just to make sure where we're at here. Zero it out. And let's see here. I am a tad bit over on that. So what I'm going to do is I want 1.600. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an adjustment on this real quick and I'll be right back. Alright, we got that one pretty close there. So we're going to move on to the next one here. I will check this one again just to make sure it's where I want it. Get that sitting down in there. Get that bullet seated. Looks like, make sure we're zeroed out here. We are. Looks like I could probably still come down just a tad bit more on these. So we'll make these adjustments and I'll be right back. Alright, we're supposed to be on 1.600. We are on 1.599.5. I am good with that. That is close enough for government work. Even though we are doing a ladder test on that, I am perfectly fine with that. So we will do the rest of these here. I always like making my adjustments on the first ladder because mostly with a Magnum powder, I'm going to double check it just to make sure, but with a Magnum powder, usually the lowest charge is not the best charge for a Magnum anyways. Magnum charges like being at max charge. So it looks like there's a little bit of difference in brass on it, but I am well within reason on it that I am not worried about it. So we'll do that. I'm just going to back it off just a tad bit here. See where we go on this one. This is where I like doing it separate. I don't know if I'm just going to buy a factory crimp die, but I want to start loading these on my Lee Classic turret press too. So I think I might look into buying a whole Lee die set. That way I don't have to worry about it and I can keep these set up for this press here. And then what I could do is keep the other ones just set up in a turret for the Lee Classic turret press is what I'm thinking about doing on that. Because I do pretty much have 2 of every die set I have anyways. So I'm really not that worried about it. Because I've got some set up for my Lee Classic turret press or this. And then I have some set up for my Dillon 550C. I don't have the conversion kit for 44 Magnum yet for the 550C. But that's alright. Sooner or later, one day we'll get one. I want to get all the other stuff first. That conversion set will probably be the last thing I'm worried about on getting. So we'll get these all loaded up here. I do like this KMS squared lighting system. I will have a discount code down below for you guys for these. They've been really nice in helping out the channel, setting us some of these test out for this and the Dillon. And I asked them, I was like, can you do a discount code for my viewers? And they said, yep, we can. So make sure you check that out. Always try to help you guys out when I can. You guys always like, share, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff for me to help me out. So in return, I like helping you guys out. But just in case you guys don't know, this RCBS rock chucker, absolutely love this press too. One of my favorite presses to use. Never had a issue with it, except for that priming. I don't know if I got something on my priming cup. I'm going to have to check that out here after the video. Because normally, like I said, I don't prime on it, but I wanted to in this video just because I haven't. So there might be something on there. I'll have to check that out and see what's going on with that. But right now we are on our max charges here. So we are about done loading these up. That light helps out greatly to look down there and see that powder. Like it a lot better than when I didn't have this lighting system. Very nice. They also told me they're coming out with some new stuff here in the future. So hopefully whatever it is, I can get my hands on it and we can do that. But right here is our final round of 44 mag for the ladder test. Let's take these outside and shoot them and see how they do. Alright, now we're outside. We're going to test the first rounds out here. Now these ones are going to be 18.0 greens. These are going to be the first ladder we loaded up. I haven't shot this gun in a while, so I'm kind of excited to do this here. So we'll get started here. Do our first rounds. Get this set up here perfectly. Alright, let's see what this is going to do. First shots here. We got 1292. 1376. 1342. 1378. And that was 1380. Let's go ahead and check those numbers out here. All right, we had a high of 1380, a low of 1292, average of 1353, extreme spread of 88, and a standard deviation of 33. Not too good, not too good. Let's move on to the next one. All right, on this one we got 19.6 here. Sorry for the wind noise, guys. The wind picked up a little bit here. One of the few days I can get out this week to do this video, so I got to do it when I can. I'll try to take most of it out in editing that I can. Alright, now let's check these out here and see what these will do. $14.16. That we had $14.47, and that actually blew off my sunshade. I'm going to see if it'll still read it though, since it's a cloudy day. $14.07. Duplicate, and $14.22. Those ones felt like they had a little more punch to them. Let's check these numbers out. All right, we had a high of $14.47, a low of $14.07, average of $14.19, extreme spread of 40, standard deviation of 14. Getting better, getting better. On these ones, it looks like the primers are just starting to flatten out just a tad bit, but they're still rounded. We're going to move on to the next one. All right, now we're moving up to 20.5 of the Accurate number 9 here. Accurate number 9 is actually one of my favorite powders. I use it for Hot 45 Colt and 10mm, so that's why I wanted to try it in 44 Magnum here. All right, let's see what these will do here. $14.27, $14.48, $14.24, $14.47, and $14.28. I don't know if I got that camera set up right for you guys to see that target in the back. That IPSC target is very, very heavy, and it's rocking it like you wouldn't believe. Let's check these numbers out. All right, we had a high of $14.48, low of $14.24, average of $14.34, extreme spread of 24, and a standard deviation of 10. Nice, we're getting better on these. Liking it, liking it. Let's move on to the last ladder. Now we're moving on to my max charge here of 21.3 grains on this. So far, I can tell you guys right now, that last one was pretty good. I'm hoping these ones do a little bit better, but we'll find out, and that's why we do these tests here. All right, last ladder here. Let's see what these do. $14.82, $14.94, $14.90, $14.89, and $14.51. A little bit all over the place on that. Primers are starting to flat out a little bit more. I definitely glad I called this one off on the last charge. By looking at those, I wouldn't want to go any further. Let's check those numbers out. All right, we had a high of $14.94, a low of $14.51, average of $14.81, extreme spread of 43, standard deviation of 15. That one's not too bad either. Let's go ahead and finish this video out, and I'll give you my final thoughts. So what's my final thoughts here? Using Accurate number 9 and 44 Magnum. Man, that third load, I think that's what I'm going to stick with on there. I think I found 44 Magnum powder that's not a Magnum powder that I'm going to start using. The whole reason why I'm going to do that is because all the large pistol primer stuff I have, like 45 Colt and everything else, just takes large pistol primers. And I hate, just for this gun, to have to buy 44 Magnum primers, large pistol primers, to use in this. So that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to find a powder that's not like H110, that'll burn a little bit better with those primers. And I think I found it. The next test we do like this in 44 Magnum, I did buy a jar of Little Gun, and we're going to try that out. But as of right now, I've tried H110 and I tried Accurate number 9, and with large pistol primers, I'm definitely going to go with the Accurate number 9. And like I said, I use it in other calibers too, so it wouldn't be just sitting on the shelf waiting for a 44 Magnum, I can use it in other stuff. So as always, don't forget to check out the links down below. Down there I have links to Axle Hearing Protection, Gators Eyewear, and a couple other companies I like dealing with. Some of them got discount codes to save you guys money. Others are affiliate accounts that do help out the channel. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below. We are one nation under God. And I'll see y'all on the next one.